All right, so Joe Rogan made a video. Well, he didn't make it. It was part of a podcast he was doing with this libertarian named Dave Smith. And I don't know if you guys noticed this about Joe Rogan, but he kind of changes himself depending on whoever he's talking to, right? And I saw this because, I was trying to find a Steven Crowder tweet for one of the videos that was absolutely hilarious. And I found this other one of his, trying to praise Joe Rogan for his attacks on Bernie Sanders. Now, here's the unfortunate thing. I can't play his video for you here because it's going to get copyrighted. I've already tried to do that in other videos. Go watch it yourself, please. I beg you. I don't want you guys to think I'm taking him out of context or anything. I watch it. I'm going to try to be able to regurgitate kind of what he said. But Joe Rogan, basically, the things that he was talking about, the first main point that really came up with Joe Rogan was income inequality, right? And the idea, people don't really understand, how big income inequality is in America, right? So, and this is the craziest thing because, I'll see, Ben Shapiro shit, when he's on Dave Rubin, he goes, talking about Bernie, one person has $5 and another person has $1. Bernie wants to make it so that they each have, the same amount. It's when you say it like that, it sounds really stupid. But when you talk about, Jeff Bezos, I just read, I believe his net worth went up about $90 billion in 8 hours. 8 fucking hours, it went up $90 billion. Might be something of that number, very close to that number. $90 billion in 8 fucking hours. And the amount of money that the 0.1% have. So the 0.1%, forget the 1%. This is how skewed everything is, right? It's the 0.1, it's even worse than people think, right? Because the 1%, you can get there if you really, I believe it's something somewhere around 400K per year or something like that. It's you could possibly get, it's getting really hard to get there. But some people get there, right? The 0.1 have so much more than what you would consider a 1%er. So that's how much more skewed it is, right? It's literally the 0.1 have so much shit that we have to now distinguish. Every time Bernie says the 1%, I'm bro, say the 0.1 because the 1% is not detailed enough because the 0.1 is way more skewed. And the idea that Bernie Sanders wants full on income inequality, fucking bullshit. There is a level of income inequality to where it is not viable for a country. It's basically what the Red Scare was, where people are afraid of kind of a revolt because so few people have so much of the money. And believe me, if it wasn't for government regulation, especially, after the Gilded Age, we were fucked big time. But that was one of his main points. And then I believe after income inequality, again, Bernie is not saying that we should be a communist state where everybody has the same amount of money. Total bullshit. Total bullshit. You just had to lower income inequality so you don't have people on the streets who don't have shit to eat, you motherfucker. It's not that hard to understand. And I don't know why Joe Rogan's trying to play this garbage as if he's being serious. Really, bruh? Really? Bruh, come on. Also, they bring up his book. Oh, sorry. First, I want to address his 3 houses thing, right? Joe Rogan's, or I think Joe Rogan said, he has 3 houses and shit. Dude, that's not anything utopian or anything like that. Many middle class families do things try to do things in the housing market and try to get small houses and stuff. If you look at it, it's not that crazy when you look at it. It's something one is a 100K condo or something, and then one's a 600K house, which is basically that's cheaper than the one that I'm in now. So it's middle class families are able to do that. Okay, higher and middle class families are able to do that. It's nothing crazy, believe me. So when you compare having a condo, another, I believe was a 100K house, and then a 600K house, being able to get a 600K house, you could probably get that if you have a joint income between 2 people of 200K. You get it's not but what I'm talking about here is people like Jeff Bezos who have the vast majority of money, the vast majority of wealth. Okay, this is not something crazy. It's not utopian, and it's not It's not that big of a deal. I don't get it. Like, and it's Vermont, bro. Shit is cheap as fuck in Vermont. It's Vermont, bro. And also they talk about his book. Like, oh, he made $1 million from his book. So fucking what? I don't get it. What does it matter? And also, it's like this idea of being a millionaire is he doesn't like that. I haven't heard him say that. From my understanding, what it is don't try and dodge paying your fucking taxes. Pay your fair share, and don't be a robber baron-esque type of person in doing your shit. So that's another thing. And then Dave Smith says that he has the gall to say that homeless people in the U.S., homeless people, have it better than rich people in third world countries. And then he says the average. And I know even from anecdotal shit, people, I know people who've come from Afghanistan and like they've gone back. They're like, shit, dog, like we don't really fucks with this. And they're like, we had a kind of nicer time over there, nicer place and all that stuff. Like, no, that's not true, bro. Like that's a really fucked up ass thing to say, that homeless people in America, people on the streets struggling to get food, go by their day, and you're saying that people in third world countries who are rich or average or better than that, or sorry, my apologies, worse than that. This is a fucking joke, man. This whole thing was full of strawman arguments, and the whole reason he did it was because he had Dave Smith, the libertarian, on his show. And it's just embarrassing, man. Joe Rogan, oh man, you are a fucking dipshit for what you did. Support independent progressive media by leaving a subscription down below. Leave a like and share the video. Help us out on Patreon, or you can donate in other ways. Links are in the description down below. We are fighting Trump tooth and nail, and we will continue to do so with your help.